In the heart of Philadelphia stands a massive, crumbling stone fortress, Eastern State Penitentiary. When it opened in 1829, it wasn't just a prison. It was a psychological experiment. They didn't want to punish the body. They wanted to break the soul. The silent treatment. The Pennsylvania system was built on one terrifying concept: total solitary confinement. Every prisoner lived in a vaulted stone cell. They ate alone, exercised alone in a tiny walled yard. And if they were ever moved, they had a black hood placed over their heads so they would never see another human face. Their only light came from a single window in the ceiling called the Eye of God. The architects believed that in total silence, a man would be forced to face his sins. Instead, hundreds of men went insane, the silence echoing with the voices in their own heads. It's said that the heavy, oppressive silence still hangs in the air of the cell blocks today, waiting for someone to listen. Al Capone's friend. The most famous resident was Al Capone. In 1929, he lived in a cell filled with fine furniture, oil paintings, and a radio. But even the world's most powerful mobster couldn't escape the spirits of Eastern State. Guards would often hear Capone screaming in his cell at night, begging Jimmy to leave him alone. History tells us that Jimmy was James Clark, a victim of the St. Valentine's Day massacre. Capone was convinced Clark's ghost followed him into the prison, tormenting him in the dark. To this day, people visiting Cell Block 4 report a sudden, overwhelming feeling of being watched by something that is very, very angry. The shadow of Cell Block 12. If you ever visit, the guides will tell you to be careful around Cell Block 12. Paranormal investigators have captured some of the most famous evidence there. One story tells of a locksmith who was doing restoration work on a lock that was 140 years old. As he pulled the lock from the door, he said he felt a massive surge of energy burst out of the cell. He described it as a spinning force of black shadows that rushed past him. Ever since, visitors have reported seeing shadow people, darker than dark, silhouettes that dart across the corridors or peer out from the cell doors, only to vanish when a flashlight hits them. The punishment tortures.